Hi everyone, konnichiwa, it's Ryu from Japan, and today I'm going to teach you guys how Filipinos can date Japanese people, and I'm gonna give you tricks and advice to date Japanese people. So recently I've been getting a lot of questions asking me how to date Japanese people, like where to meet Japanese people. I've been getting a lot of that questions from Filipinos, so I really want to answer from my Japanese perspective and my Japanese experience. So I dated like many Japanese people in my life, and so I just want to give you my advice and my tricks that I know from my Japanese perspective. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I hope this will help you. So I'm going to teach you the 5 tricks that I know, okay? So the first tricks that Filipinos can use to date Japanese is to find the right target. So what you guys should do is find somebody who likes Philippines. So there are many Japanese people who like Philippines. Like as the research shows, they go learn English and like in Cebu, and like they go to Philippines a lot, and there are so many like Filipino restaurants, Filipino pubs. There are so many Filipinos in Japan, and there are so many Japanese who would go to the Philippines, right? So there are many Japanese people who are interested in Philippines, and so what you guys should do is to find somebody that likes Philippines. So if you see a Japanese person and if he or she likes Japan, you know, that's like a target for you, because they like Philippines and you guys like Japan, so it's like a perfect match right there. So you guys should find the right target and find somebody who likes Philippines. You know, this logic works for everything, I guess. Like in love, like you guys in a relationship, it's the easiest thing to do is to find somebody who matches with you, right? So like if you like anime, find a Japanese girl that likes anime. And like if you like sports, find Japanese girl or Japanese guy like sports, you know, that's the easiest thing to do. So like find somebody that matches with you, and the biggest match that you guys have between you guys and you Filipinos and Japanese are that the biggest match you can find is find somebody who likes Philippines, because you guys like Philippines and Japanese people who like Philippines will like you too. So that is the first trick and advice I can give you as of now. And the second trick that I know is to find somebody who speaks English. So the Japanese people, not that many of Japanese people don't speak English, but people who do speak English are interested in other culture. And you guys can communicate with people who speak English speakers, because a lot of Filipinos, you guys all speak English, right? So like if you guys speak English and if a Japanese person speaks English, that's like a perfect match right there, because you guys can communicate, right? Like if you guys don't speak Japanese, and if he or she Japanese person doesn't speak English, there's no way you guys can communicate except for like you can using a Google Translate or something. But like what you guys can do is find somebody who speaks English, right? So you guys can speak in English, chat about everything, chat about anime, chat about like sports, chat about like science, like chat about math, or like everything, school or like jobs. You know, if you guys can communicate, that is the easiest thing to do. So find a Japanese person that will speak English will help you a lot if you want to date Japanese people. Yes, and the third trick that you guys can do right there. So this is hard one, but the third trick that you guys can do is to learn Japanese. So if you guys learn Japanese and speak Japanese, that's gonna increase your chance like 100%, because all Japanese people, they speak Japanese, right? So if you want to talk with Japanese people, the easiest thing to do is speak Japanese. So if you are speaking Japanese, you know, you guys can communicate, because not that many Japanese people don't speak English, right? So if you find somebody, or if you speak Japanese and if he or she speaks Japanese, that's like easiest right there, because you guys can communicate. If you know, even if you're Filipino, but if you speak almost perfect Japanese people can treat you like Japanese people, because you guys can communicate. Usually like when Japanese people like treat like foreigners like differently, it's when they don't speak English. But if Filipino person or foreign person speaks perfect Japanese, we'll treat you like a Japanese person, and we'll respect you a lot, because you guys can speak Japanese, and we know that you guys study so hard to learn Japanese. So what you guys can do, the third trick, is to study Japanese and be able to speak Japanese. I know this is a hard one, but like I know you guys got smart, so you guys can do it. Okay, so the fourth trick or device that you guys can use to date Japanese people is to use apps. You know, this is a classic one, but like You guys can use like a Tinder or like, so like a lot of Japanese people who likes like international culture use Tinder or like Hello Talk, right? So what you guys can do is download that app and like, you know, you guys can change the location maybe. It might cost you money, but you guys can like change the location and like, you know, type Japan and like match with some Japanese person. And like that's the easiest, that's a way to meet Japanese people online. I know it's like, there's pandemic going on right now, but like, you guys can still, you know, use the app to meet Japanese people, because there are a lot of Japanese people use like those love apps too, like Tinder. There are like some Japanese ones called like Pairs and like Tantan or no Tapo or whatever. But those Japanese ones. Not that many people speak English, but usually the English speakers or like people who's interested in like international culture or Philippines, they use Tinder. So you guys can use Tinder or it's like some other apps to meet Japanese people. That is my advice right there. And okay, so the fifth advice that I can give you, the fifth trick and advice is, you know, what you guys can do to date Japanese people. It's like a final destination right there, but you guys should come to Japan. Yeah, so where are the Japanese people? Think about it. It's in Japan, right? Japanese people are in Japan. Most population Japanese people are in Japan. I know there are a lot of Japanese people in Philippines, but like, you know, most populated Japanese people are in Japan. So like, you guys can come to Japan, like come to Tokyo, Osaka, or like Sapporo, or like Okinawa. You know, if you guys want to find Japanese person, just come to Japan. I know it's a pandemic, it's hard right now, but like, if you guys can come to Japan, and if you guys find somebody that likes Philippines and find somebody who speaks English, you know, that's like a perfect match. Or if you guys speak Japanese already, come to Japan and come and meet Japanese people who likes Philippines, and like if you guys can communicate or like find somebody, you know, it's all the tricks that I taught you. It's like the tricks that you can use, the easiest way to meet Japanese people. But the biggest advice I can give you is to be an attractive person. You know, if you're attractive, like you guys can like meet Japanese people or like anywhere. You guys can date anybody in the world. Yeah. So those are the 5 tricks or 5 advices to date Japanese people. So what I have taught you right here is to find the right target. You guys should find the right target to meet Japanese or like date Japanese people. And I know, and I really want to thank you guys for like always commenting and watching my videos from Philippines. I really want to thank you guys from my heart. I read all the comments that you guys give me on like how to date Japanese people. It really motivates me a lot to make videos. So if you guys have any videos that you want me to make, please leave it in the comment section below, so I can make more videos that can entertain you guys. So alright, so thank you very much for watching today. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and check out more of my videos. And I also play some music and I'll do some Japanese lessons online too, so please check that out as well. Alright, so thank you very much for watching today. See you.